Floyd would be more involved with the fighting aspect. Like, all right, let me come train. Let's train together. Let's do this. Like,
Yeah, I think it is. It can come and bro, I appreciate anything that man even reaching out and all the game that he done gave me so far. And that's a goal. Nobody can tell me no different. I just think with this one, bro, it's things that I had never done before that I'm doing for this fight, to where it's gonna put me.
Yeah.
And usually it's like, okay, whatever, this is a fight. As long as I get there, I'm good.
Yeah.
Bro, now it's like the build-up process is just so much longer.
Listening to him in the ring, he calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better and better.
Floyd Mayweather just went off on Teofimo Lopez, and boxing fans are shocked by what he said about Shakur Stevenson. Speaking on Shakur Stevenson's power, Floyd Mayweather delivered a clear warning to Teofimo Lopez. While discussing his top fighters and pound-for-pound rankings, Mayweather rated Stevenson above Lopez. In his view, beyond raw punching power, Stevenson holds a clear skill advantage, a technical edge that could make all the difference when the two face off in the ring.
Floyd, when you think about the fighters who are fighting now, can you give me your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when it comes to the lightweight? Who you would put where?
As of right now, the two guys, the biggest puncher, I feel at the 135 would probably be Gervonta Tank Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens.
Describing Shakur Stevenson's attributes as an elite fighter, Floyd Mayweather made it clear that Stevenson is likely to give Teofimo Lopez serious trouble. Mayweather believes that Stevenson's skills and technical mastery will allow him to outbox Lopez and come out on top, no matter how strong Lopez is on fight night. In his view, Stevenson is the superior boxer, with a level of technique and precision that could make all the difference in the ring.
What is it about him? Because I know you have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there.
Heading into the fight, Shakur Stevenson is radiating confidence under Floyd Mayweather's mentorship and has dismissed critics of Teofimo Lopez. Stevenson breaks down the matchup, explaining what fans are misunderstanding about Lopez. He points out that Teo is a boxer first, focused on controlling distance from the outside, and he challenges the narrative that Lopez lacks power, showing that he's fully aware of the threats he'll face in the ring.
You know, people think the fight with Teo is either going to be you delivering a masterclass
or a knockout by Teo.
Yeah, or you getting into some type of brawl with Teo and end up getting knocked out, right? What are fans getting wrong about the matchup?
I think the fans is getting wrong about the matchup is where I'm not sleeping on that I know about Teo. Teo's a good boxer. He's boxer first. So we could say, oh, he's just gonna knock you out, or he's just gonna, that's not him. He's boxing first. He's gonna want to establish distance and range on the outside and try to beat me up on the outside. So I think that's the main thing. And also the biggest thing that everybody don't realize with me, I can punch. Everybody say, oh, he can't punch, and then boom, crack somebody, and then they laying down, or something may happen to where they hurt or something like that. So I think that's two big things where they don't understand or know.
And with that, Shakur Stevenson's preparation and mindset are on a whole new level, especially with the guidance of Floyd Mayweather. Stevenson has revealed that Mayweather is personally helping him get ready for the Teofimo Lopez fight, sharing exclusive tips and instructions from one of boxing's all-time greats. Taking this advice to heart, Stevenson is fully focused on applying these strategies in the ring, determined to outbox and overcome Lopez on fight night.
Floyd, nigga, you know niggas. He's an idol, Floyd.
One thing he was just saying, he don't think that I should be the B side of this shit. Of this upcoming fight. And he think I should be the A side. And he really felt strongly about it, but no, it is what it is, bro. I appreciate Floyd. That's my guy. That's I wouldn't even never say nothing bad about Floyd.
Yeah.
But also, bro, A, B, C, D, E. Put me in that ring with that nigga, gang.
Whatever, right? Whatever.
Put me in the ring, bro, and I'm ready to show who I am, bro. So
Yeah.
that's how I've been.
And adding even more fuel to the fire, Sean Porter has stepped in with a bold comparison between Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather. While acknowledging Floyd's greatness, Porter stressed that he has rarely seen a fighter as defensively gifted as Stevenson, even when measured against Mayweather himself. In his view, Shakur surpasses Floyd defensively, noting that Mayweather often relied on timing and counters against opponents past their prime, whereas Shakur operates with elite defense from the opening bell. That take only adds more intrigue to the growing praise surrounding Stevenson.
I've never seen a fighter with the kind of defense that Shakur Stevenson has. For me, that includes Floyd Mayweather. I feel like Floyd, all respect to Floyd, but I felt like he was fighting guys that showed their punches before they came. I felt like he was fighting guys that were a step behind where they used to be. And I think that there's no secret of that. That's also coming from somebody that really, I gotta honestly, like I started watching, I didn't really start paying attention to boxing until 2016, 2017. I didn't, I did it, but I didn't want to watch it. So,
and a lot of fighters are that way.
I'm just letting you guys know when I'm talking about somebody like Floyd, I didn't see Pretty Boy. I saw highlights of Pretty Boy, but I didn't sit down and watch Pretty Boy like I sit down and watch Tank and analyze these fights and things like that. When I watched Shakur fight, he was making defensive moves, and then guys were throwing a punch.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson has confirmed that he's incorporating Floyd Mayweather's strategies into his training camp. He remains fully dedicated to proving his skills inside the ring against Teofimo Lopez. He's sending a clear message: never underestimate him. This camp is harder and more intense than any he's done before. Reflecting on his fight with Zepeda, Stevenson admitted he could have performed even better, and this time, he's leaving no stone unturned. With Mayweather in his corner, the stakes have never been higher.
Because of the fact that I'm doing more this camp than I did any other camp. With Zepeda, it's like, see, I don't want to go too much in detail because I ain't gonna give up the secrets.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Understand this, Zepeda, I could have took it a little bit more serious, and you would have seen an even better version than y'all seen that night. And our fans were so hyped about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good job, he stood in the pocket. I could do that as regularly. Like, I could stand there and defend myself. I can be comfortable in that mix, but I know there's a level that I could have shown, and until we're gonna see it.
As Shakur Stevenson has shared that he's been absorbing crucial guidance not only from Terrence Crawford, but also from Floyd Mayweather. As he approaches the final phase of his camp, Mayweather is closely involved, offering high-level strategies and expert advice. With the combined mentorship of two of boxing's legends, Stevenson is laser-focused on one goal: to outmaneuver Teofimo Lopez, control the fight from start to finish, and step into the ring as the most polished, unstoppable version of himself yet.
He called me early. He's like, yo, when you spar, I'm gonna come to the gym. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna spar at 4 o'clock. I really didn't think he was gonna pull up, but he pulled up. It means everything, his advice and listening to him in the ring. He calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better and better.
With Floyd Mayweather warning Teofimo Lopez, the tension around this matchup has only intensified after the new shocking prediction from Team Tank Davis. Analysis from Gervonta Tank Davis's camp has added even more fuel to the fire, with Tank's coach, Kenny Ellis, delivering a blunt take on the Stevenson versus Lopez clash. Ellis predicts a stoppage victory for Shakur, insisting Teofimo may have no escape and could even be forced to quit in his corner, noting that Stevenson operates on a level far above any opponent Lopez has faced so far.
Obviously, January 31st, I seen on your story, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. You got Shakur Stevenson winning, but how?
Yeah. I got, I said stoppage, man. I got Teo might be quitting in the corner.
What do you see?
His mental, and he gonna fight a superior boxer. And Teo get touched by guys with less caliber boxers than Shakur. So Shakur can touch him at will. You know what I mean? You look at Teo's scar tissue around his face, his nose, his eyes. He get touched up all the time. what make him think that Shakur not gonna touch him?
Kenny Ellis is convinced that Shakur Stevenson holds a clear edge in this matchup, pointing to past fights where Teofimo Lopez was visibly hurt and his weaknesses were exposed. Ellis believes Stevenson has the tools to systematically break Teofimo down and could even force a stoppage as early as the 4th round. He adds that if Gervonta "Tank" Davis was able to threaten Lopez around that stage, then with Terence Crawford's influence and preparation, Stevenson possesses more than enough skill and power to do similar damage, possibly in even more dominant fashion.
And then it's mental. Several fights. One fight he asked after the fight, "Do I still have it?" He said that shit out loud.
Campbell Martin fight.
Then one fight, in the middle of the fight, he was going back to the corner. He was like, something to the fact that he won't stand still. He said this shit out loud. So Shakur gonna frustrate his ass. They might throw in the towel, man.
Wow. They might even throw in the towel.
Yeah. And if Shakur got somebody on his team that's looking at his physique, that's looking at Teo's physique, he might can stop Teo in 4 rounds. Because I always said if we was to fight Teo with Tank before Tank retired, I said we can stop him in 4 rounds because I won't say what it is, but if Shakur team look at him real good, they can stop him. They can stop him in 4 rounds.
Full of confidence, Kenny Ellis sees this fight playing out firmly in Shakur Stevenson's favor. He believes this type of matchup suits Stevenson perfectly, pointing out that Shakur has already dealt with fighters on Teofimo Lopez's level. Ellis even projects a possible 4th-round finish, suggesting Stevenson could hurt Lopez badly enough to force a corner stoppage. He also references Shakur's performance against William Zepeda as proof of his class, arguing that Lopez has faced far less pressure than Zepeda, a factor that could make Stevenson's route to victory even clearer.
Well, he proved in his last fight with Zepeda that, he can gamble. And Zepeda is a pressure fighter. With Teo, he gonna get more time to set shots up because Teo is not a pressure fighter. He in and out, so he won't give Shakur a bit of a break. This dude he want to do, you know what I'm saying? I got Shakur dominating the fight.
Alongside this, mentorship from one of boxing's modern greats, Terence Crawford, is elevating Shakur Stevenson's game even further. Crawford is sharpening Shakur's ability to study opponents and capitalize on their tendencies, sharing the same methods that shaped his own elite career. Stevenson approaches these sessions with total focus, listening closely and translating each lesson into his work. Crawford is confident he has driven Shakur beyond his comfort zone, ensuring he is fully prepared, both physically and mentally, for the demanding challenge that awaits against Teofimo Lopez.
Act like you ain't seen me around them days. He said I do.
Come on. Terrence talking, I try not to talk back, I try to just listen and
Straight boom, straight shot. Like right here, boom, there you go. But you gotta make sure you step. Bam. That's when the motherfucker run out. When the motherfucker trying to run, there you go.
even if I don't feel the same way that he feeling at the moment, it don't matter. I still want to hear him out and try to understand what he's saying.
If you hear, what do you think he can throw? Because you out the way of the right hand.
He like a sponge. He soak up everything that he need to soak up, put it into his arsenal, and then he make the best out of everything that he learned from everybody.
At the same time, as his preparation reaches its most intense phase, Shakur Stevenson has taken his training camp to another level alongside longtime partner Keyshawn Davis. Every session is focused on refining his punches and adding sharpness and force, ensuring each shot carries real impact. With Davis pushing him daily, the tone of the camp is clear. There's no room for complacency. The message to Teofimo Lopez is unmistakable. This isn't just about outboxing. Stevenson is arriving on fight night with bad intentions, aiming not only to win, but to force a decisive stoppage.
We going for the stoppage. We ain't playing with him. Jersey, Brick, City, in them up, man. Superstar status at this shit. Superstar, boy. Get ready, bro. Motherfucking superstar. That was us, and it ain't never them.
Adding on, Bernie the Boxer isn't holding back, taking aim at anyone giving Teofimo Lopez a shot. He dismisses critics of Shakur Stevenson and delivers a stark warning. Stevenson is stepping into the ring with elite-level precision. Bernie highlights how Shakur's style is designed to create traps, leaving Lopez with very few answers once the fight begins. From the opening bell to the final round, Stevenson is set to dictate the pace and control the action, making it clear that he intends to dominate every moment of the matchup.
Oh, well, Shakur has the ability to diffuse you, so I think he has the Mayweather effect where he can diffuse you. It's just on if he's going to take the more risk, to stamp his victory, you know what I mean? He's gonna let his hands go in the times that he could using his speed, so that's just what I think it is with that. I think he know how to nullify what you're doing, but sometimes he leads in some fights, he's not as capitalized as much as you think he could, so I think that's gonna be it. If you make him miss, make him pay 2 or 3, not just one counter punch.
Bernie highlights just how meticulously Shakur Stevenson's team has been studying Teofimo Lopez, identifying the weaknesses they plan to exploit when the fight begins. He references 2 key moments in Lopez's past where he was outsmarted and suffered significant losses. In Bernie's view, a fighter like Teofimo, relying heavily on raw power and bravado over strategy, will struggle to keep up with Stevenson's calculated, precision-based approach, honed in the Mayweather style, making it difficult for Lopez to maintain his usual explosiveness in the ring.
I'm sure that he will, I'm sure that he will. Of course, he's going to be a little cautious at first, but Teo ain't knocking nobody out neither, though. So they keep talking about all this power. That was against, before he won the title at lightweight, like I said, he had Steve Laggett in his face, and Steve Laggett is not a big puncher, and he ended up with 2. If I remember, he ended up with 2 black eyes. You know what I mean? Steve Laggett, and I say this again, and maybe I'll go back and watch the fights, but from what I remember, and my memory could be a little distorted, but the Jermaine Ortiz fight, they said Jermaine was running, and Jermaine, if he would have stood and fought a little bit more, he could have won the fight.
Looking at the bigger picture, Bernie, the Boxer, exudes full confidence in Shakur Stevenson's ability to outclass Teofimo Lopez. He openly critiques Lopez, pointing out why fighters like him don't belong among the sport's elite. Bernie highlights how Lopez has repeatedly disrespected black fighters while holding a record that leaves much to be desired. For Bernie, this only reinforces the urgency of putting him in his place, and he's convinced that Stevenson is the fighter who will do exactly that when they clash in the ring.
So, Teofimo, has not, and these are after the Josh Taylor fights, so I'm not so impressed with Teo. And his character, I'm not impressed with, so I can't wait to get him out of there. The racist things that he's saying, the homosexual things he was saying yesterday on the stage. It's just no need for that in boxing. This is a masculine sport. This is a sport of fair play. It should be, especially among the fighters, and it should be a certain level of respect. And I don't think he's shown that. So I'm looking forward to get his ass whooped. I hope he gets his ass whooped.
Joining the discussion, Tim Bradley highlights a key factor in Shakur Stevenson's arsenal, the techniques inspired by Floyd Mayweather that could give Teofimo Lopez major problems. Bradley sees little chance for Lopez to overcome Stevenson, especially with Shakur applying Mayweather's methods in training to exploit every flaw in Lopez's approach. He issues a warning to Teofimo's supporters, suggesting that their fighter could be in for one of the toughest and most punishing nights of his career.
That's gonna be a problem, my big dog. I'm letting you know, and your fans know too. That's gonna be a problem because Teofimo Lopez, you're not beating Shakur Stevenson. You're not. No. I know your habits. He knows your habits. He sees already how to beat you. He knows already how to beat you. I told y'all when Crawford told me, he's like, Tim, ain't no way he can beat me. I've already processed this. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. He's that type of dude. Shoot, that last fight didn't convince y'all? Y'all, because y'all don't know what y'all looking at. See, a lot of y'all be going to these goofies channels and y'all be listening to these goofies. Come here and get the real.
Shakur Stevenson has also opened up about the advice he's received from Floyd Mayweather leading into the fight. He explains that he's been instructed to remain patient despite all the hype surrounding Teofimo Lopez and his titles, with the guidance aimed at helping him deliver a decisive performance. Stevenson promises that fight night will leave no doubt about who the superior fighter is, and when he steps into the ring, he's prepared to unleash his full power and take control against Lopez.
Nah, I ain't really asked him advice about the fight. When I talk to him, we talk about different things, but he just was telling me that I should be the A side in the fight. That's what I said.
You not the A side? You a bigger name than Tio.
I am the bigger name. I should be the A side, but also he has the belt, so I get why they would make him the A side. So I don't know who's the A side, B side. I can't even tell you. I think we find out on fight night. So I think right now it's being pushed as Teofimo Shakur. So he may be the A side. We'll see.
Shakur Stevenson has revealed some of the guidance he's received from Floyd Mayweather as he prepares for the fight. He's been advised to stay calm and composed, ignoring the hype around Teofimo Lopez and his titles so he can execute a flawless game plan. Stevenson assures fans that when fight night arrives, there will be no question about who the superior fighter is. Stepping into the ring, he's ready to unleash his full power and seize complete control against Lopez.
I think Shakur has the advantage because, granted, Tio, he is known as a guy that shows up, went to big fights, and I think naturally, athletically, he's more talented than Shakur. But when it comes to the IQ in the boxing style, that's where Tio has a problem. Because Tio has fought guys like Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin and shown like real big, lapses in his game, I feel like he can get frustrated. It got to a point to where Tio was out loud said like, "Do I still got it?"
Bruce points out key moments in Teofimo Lopez's past fights where frustration gets the better of him. He observes that Lopez tends to struggle visibly under pressure, a serious issue when facing Shakur Stevenson, who combines elite athleticism with precise skill. Bruce believes Stevenson is likely to dominate the action and warns that for Lopez to have any chance, he must stick closely to the disciplined game plan he used against Lomachenko. Even then, Bruce doubts Lopez will emerge victorious.
It bothered him so much to it. He couldn't even internalize it. He had to say it out loud, and that concerns me. Especially with a guy like Shakur Stevenson, where it's difficult to hit him, let alone he can move on his feet and shoulder roll and pick his shots and slow your pace down, all different type of things. Like, I feel like if Tio can be razor sharp focused as he was against Lomachenko, and if he brings that fight to Shakur Stevenson, I feel that it'll be a tougher fight for sure, for Shakur. Not that Tio would win, but it would definitely be a tougher fight. But I still see Shakur winning the fight.
Lamont Roach, who has spent time sparring with Shakur Stevenson, sees the matchup quite differently. While he acknowledges Teofimo Lopez's skill and explosiveness, Roach insists that Stevenson operates on an entirely higher level. He also criticizes Lopez for lacking the mental toughness to handle 12 rounds against a high IQ fighter like Stevenson. Coming from someone with first-hand experience in the ring with Shakur, Roach's perspective adds another compelling layer to what's shaping up to be a fascinating and high-stakes fight.
Even though Teofimo has a good skill set and some power and athleticism, I just don't think it's enough. I think mentally, he's not equipped to be in there with a guy like Shakur for 12 rounds. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to be outclassed. I think he's going to be just by the wayside or step behind every single round. So I think Shakur beats him in a fairly easy fight.
So there you have it. The buzz is real, and the stakes couldn't be higher as Shakur Stevenson prepares to take on Teofimo Lopez. From elite-level guidance to sparring insights and expert predictions, everything points to a fight you won't want to miss. Fight fans, what do you think? Will Stevenson dominate, or can Lopez shock the world? Drop your predictions in the comments. Hit that like button if you're excited, and make sure to subscribe for all the latest updates on this epic showdown.